relationships, friendships, relationships. The relationship you have with the teacher is no different than that you have with the lover of your life, except you're making love to them. It's a communication thing. We have to talk to one another. We have to actively listen. You know, they always used to say, you know, you have 2 ears and 1 mouth for a reason. That little saying still exists. We have to want to actually hear what the other person wants to say to us or wants to communicate with us so that we can receive that information and then give back some valuable information rather than just give back an opinion or respond to respond. Actively listening. I'm grateful to have started honest, open, truthful communications with my parents now, because if I didn't, it wouldn't have even set the foreground for how I want to be able to bring my children into this universe in meeting their grandparents. And I told them that verbatim. I, yes, come from a broken home. I also have an older brother who had a different mother than me. That's cool. He lived with us. That was awesome. I saw how that could work. His mom, I call auntie still to this day. We can work. I want to recreate that love, that level of communication with my family, because without a doubt I have to. My parents aren't together. So there's no going to grandma and grandpa's house. It's let's go to grandma, then grandpa's. But I don't want to even have to do that. I want to just be like, dinner's at grandma's house, grandpa's coming with new wife, and hey, let's all have a ball. That's what I call good, open, honest communication. Because resentment only happens when you've never been able to talk it out. When you can't discuss what's really happening. When you've never really told the person what those true feelings were. When you kept trying to live up to everybody else's expectations of you, getting married to whomever, when you knew in your heart you probably shouldn't. When you keep trying to live up to the things that everybody else is projecting onto you and not being true to yourself, and then therefore not being true in any situation you're in. Communicate clearly, communicate thoroughly, communicate with everyone, communicate with all. Lead that with love. Always. They say the truth will set you free. And I never used to really know what that means, right? The truth will set you free, right? Free of what? I'm not shackled. Like, I'm here, living, doing what I want to do already, you know, will set you free. The truth will set you free of lies, free of insecurities, free of shame, free of hiding, free of neglect, free of fear. The truth will set you free of fear. It will set you free of denying all those things you know to be true and make you more welcoming, open, and honest of being purely in that moment. Because the truth only happens in that moment, you know? Even if you ask somebody, you know, you're having a conversation with somebody and they're laughing, you walk in, you're like, oh my God, what are you guys just talking about? And they're like, oh, you know, so-and-so, da-da-da. You get an abbreviated version of the story. You ever walked into one of those? Clearly it was a long story and everybody's just like kikiing, ha-ha, and you walk in, they abbreviate it, and then like, you just don't get it. Because they didn't tell you the truth. They just didn't tell you the truth. And that's no fault of them. I'm not saying, you know, in every situation you need to take it that literally and like rewind the tape on life and play back verbatim what happened. But The truth is a mixture of what's happening in the moment and the emotion that's felt in that moment. And when we can speak honestly and openly from that place with all of those that we encounter, then in turn we receive more of that back. And we see people being more truthful, more open, more honest. And if you're coming from the East Coast, you already know this as a fact. We're just more blunt. That same blunt reality we give is that same honest truth. It may not be nice, but it will be truthful. I've been hurt by so many nice lies. So many nice lies I've been hurt by. But I have never been hurt by an honest truth.